it twisted. Marriage can be a sign that you are a man's one and only, but it is his emotional commitment that will make the difference. The most valuable thing that a woman can receive from a man is him falling in love with her and emotionally committing to her. These women didn't just have men lusting after them on the streets. They had men falling in love with them. He will give you his energy, he will give you his time, he will give you his money, he will give you his attention. So the pertinent question here is, how do you become your choosing man's one and only type of woman? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I come with a lot of juicy content. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the women men commit to versus the women men leave. Now, there is a huge difference between the types of women that men commit to versus the types of women men leave. And the difference is not what you think, honey. It's actually not what you think. It is. Well, you know, as women, we're conditioned to try to increase our external beauty as much as we can to attract men. But maybe that isn't really the answer, okay? And on the other end of the spectrum, I have known, women who were very average looking in appearance, who easily and effortlessly inspired long-term commitment from men. Of course, it's a given. They didn't get, the excitement of men drooling over them in the streets as often as most attractive women would. But they actually won the ultimate prize. The most valuable thing that a woman can receive from a man is him falling in love with her and emotionally committing to her and committing to her alone. That's the ultimate prize. And maybe these women won the less noticed and less glamorous prize, but it was the best prize of all. The prize of a man's unconditional devotion and commitment. These women didn't just have men lusting after them on the streets. They had men falling in love with them. And I am definitely sure that you are aware of the difference between lust and desire and falling in love. So the question is, why did he commit to her and not to you? Now, the answer here is definitely not in perfecting your appearance, even though we usually think it is. You see, ultimately, the difference between the types of women that men commit to and the types of women that men leave comes down to a few small factors that you may not even be aware of as a woman. Because often we as women, we try our best to fit in, do the right things, say the right things, be enough for the world, be enough for our men. We try to look attractive, be intelligent and dress well, and we think that this is what men will commit to. But nothing could be farther from the truth. The truth is that your looks and your personality doesn't really matter nearly as much as you think when it comes to getting a man to commit to you. The little known secret here is that men love to commit to the type of women that they consciously and subconsciously believe are their one and only type of woman. But then again, you're asking yourself, what does that really mean? It means that your man has subconsciously made the decision to seriously invest and commit to you and you alone. And there is only one space for one woman in a man's one and only category. And by the way, you need to realize that marriage isn't the ultimate sign that you are a man's one and only woman. Don't get it twisted. Marriage can be a sign that you are a man's one and only, but it is his emotional commitment that will make the difference. Men can get married for many different reasons, but they always, and I mean always, emotionally commit to their one and only. I think that most married women have come to the realization that, marriage and emotional commitment don't always go hand in hand. And I am sure that you've noticed that too. So what we're looking for here is to get a man's emotional commitment. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get where I'm getting to? When you get his emotional commitment, he will never want to stop loving you, and he will never want to stop protecting you. He will give you everything he has. He will give you his energy. He will give you his time. He will give you his money. He will give you his attention. So the pertinent question here is, how do you become your choosing man's one and only type of woman? Well, I would tell you that one key factor here is how high value you show up. Because there are certain signs that make men perceive you as high value woman. I'm going to cover what these signs are as a topic someday. Okay, if you want that, let me know in the comment section. Now, another factor to becoming his one and only is the display of maternal instinct. This is actually something that isn't really talked about, but it is one important element that men factor in when they look for the one and only woman. See, you as a woman, all right, you have everything it takes to inspire your man's deepest commitment and make him want you and only you. Even if you don't feel attractive or you think that you don't have a great personality, listen to me, it's just not about that. In order for you to have and experience that deeply committed relationship that us as feminine women all crave for, you need to understand what it takes to become your man's one and only. That is where all of these answers lie. Because here is the inconvenient truth. A man will give you all of his time, his attention, his emotional energy, his resources when you become his one and only type of woman. Are you getting the drift? And of course, he will give you virtually nothing when he sees you as his one of many. And when I say virtually nothing, I mean he will do the absolute bare minimum just to keep you around. He will do the bare minimum just to keep you around as a resource in his life, but never anything more. So when you are not the one and only, you get crumbs. He breadcrumbs you. But that's absolutely nothing like the love, the adoration, the commitment that women receive when they have become their man's one and only woman. So I need you ladies to make it a point of duty from now on that when you're dating, you always make sure you show up as the one and only and never let yourself fall into the baskets of one of many. And if you do, exit quickly. It's never too late. Even if you've made a mistake, it's never too late to exit. Okay? Secondly, test a man's intentions so that you don't waste your precious time with toxic men or men who aren't ever going to invest in you. And put a high price on your time, your energy, your space. In other words, you need to make sure that a man has earned your time, earned your energy. You don't just give him your time endlessly because you're lonely. And that's some period, ladies. Okay? Catch you when I catch you.